You know I got a whole checking. Dr. Leslie got the juice. She got the tea for you and your friends. She on their head with no weapon. She a whole paparazzi with the cannon. Got to know it all, what you wanna know. Got juice, got tea spilling on the floor. Look, she gon' spill it all like a baby flipping bowls. She laying in them bushes with the cannon on go. Hey, check in, you better check in, you better check in.
Oh, we're talking about Mary J. Blige. Yes, Mary J. Blige. That's what I'm talking about. She like to talk about me behind my back. Bitch, I'm going to talk about you to your face. How about that? If I'm lying about anything I said about you, you closeted freak, sue me. Isn't that your girlfriend that can do it? And they living off of your money? How don't that piss you off, bitch? How didn't that damn Lifetime Achievement Award piss your ass off? Because the reason why you was doing that show is so that you could get that money up to pay Kendu. And they talk about how mean you are on Power and what a great acting job you doing. You ain't acting, bitch. You being yourself. Jill was acting. You just being yourself. You an ignorant, disloyal, ungrateful bitch. And I'm going to call you a bitch until you start acting like a woman, because that fancy dog collar that Puff got around your neck and has had around your neck for the past 30 years, it should have been done got tight. It don't feel like a noose, Mary. It don't feel like a noose. Being yanked around by a bunch of niggas all the time, but you want to pop fly with bitches. See, that's the other issue that I got in the industry. It's not just the dudes, it's the women, yo. You let these niggas gas you up into talking shit about each other and hating each other and going against each other because you looking for favor in a man rather than looking to God. Puff Daddy ain't God, yo. Or people want to know, oh, Mary, why are you going after Mary? Why ain't nobody asking Mary why she went after me? I was a Mary J. Blige fan, just like all of you. I was in a lot of the studios where a lot of her records were written and recorded. Shoot, some of Mary's stuff I heard before she did. Me and Mary J. Blige have the same producer that we work with, Chucky Thompson. Well, she don't work with Chucky no more because I guess Puff told her that she couldn't. Chucky Thompson gave her the best music she ever had and she stopped using him, even though it's his work that made her famous. See, don't nobody ask those questions. Don't nobody ask why Easy Mo B didn't do more tracks for Mary, because Puff was in control. P. Diddy, Honeycomb, was in control. Mary J. Blige has turned her back on almost everybody that's ever cared about her, ever loved her. Her and her sister, LaTanya, LaToya, whatever the fucking bitch name. They're awful people. Y'all just don't know it. Because, see, you believe what their publicist tells you. Why are y'all mad at me? Because you'd rather believe their lies than believe the actual truth. She's a whole gay woman. She been gay ever since her and KC ended it. And everybody knows it. So why is she still in the closet? LGBT, why is she still in the closet? In this day and age, if you are living on the down low, you just want to be a liar. That's why I came out. I actually had to call a few of my out and proud friends and apologize to them for not owning who I was even with them. See, I had an image to uphold. Yeah, Diddy is a shepherd for the devil. I'm sorry, I was talking to YouTube. I got a Everybody told me he was a shepherd for the devil. And I seen it for myself. Y'all want to know how divisive Sean Combs, Honeycombs is? Go talk to Father MC. And ask him how he feels about the love of his life being stomped to death. And all Puff wanted to do was keep it quiet so nobody knew that he was responsible because he didn't have the appropriate motherfucking goddamn permits to do half of the shows he was doing at Howard. Just to get by. Just to get by. And he got by. He got all the way to the top. He got by everybody. And what most people don't know is he used Mary J. Blige to compromise a lot of people. Y'all seen all the documentaries? Oh, Mary went out and Mary got all of the rappers who were taken advantage of. All of the rappers who got very unfair contracts. She sent them to him. She's no different than a procure for a pedophile. If you'll go out and get a bunch of talented artists and know that you're bringing them to a situation that is not going to be advantageous for them, not only are you a betrayer of art, But you're a betrayer of humanity. But then again, she'd do anything just to get by. Mary J. Blige don't write them songs. Somebody else is getting that check. Mary J. Blige don't produce no records. Somebody else is getting that check. That means Mary only got a few ways to make money. We know she ain't no real singer. So she needs the production to support her, to make her look good. So all she is a celebrity. That's all she is. She's not talented, genuinely. She has some kind of, she has a thing. You know what I mean? Like there's that real thing when she's actually being real. Like I'm not gonna lie, I wish she was still getting high. Because she was honest when she was high. But the second she started trying to convince everybody how happy she was, then she went off into that farce marriage with Ken Do. But I'm going to tell you something. That nigga can do. He can do some things. Because he's managing to get $30,000 a month out of this old bitch. And don't nobody even know why. Even Wendy Williams didn't understand it. When she was like, how did this man cheat? And how did it? Because that man didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. He was sleeping with his wife's girlfriend, yo. And I know exactly what that's like because I did that in my first marriage too. I had a girlfriend that I had to share with my ex-husband. And you do it so they won't run and tell everybody that you gay. So now, because you won't tell the truth, you're being held hostage by a lie for someone that you know does not have your best interest at heart. And what happens after that? You become bitter. And Mary took it out on every female artist that was better than her. And when they were running around, Mary J. Blige calling Jay Boberg, talking about don't promote that bitch's album. If I find out y'all promote that bitch's album, I'm quitting. Her and Hank Shockley. And guess what? They didn't promote my album. And I still sold records. But I have been on a major release album every year for the past 20 years. Check my catalog. Maybe I should have kept some of them songs to sing for myself, Jill. Maybe I should have kept some of them songs to sing for myself, Mary. I've been ghostwriting for years. Niggas been jacking me all day long. I got jacked at Keith Sweat's studio when I was 15 years old in Atlanta. I ain't gonna tell you how many of my records I heard on the radio, and I ain't gonna tell you who sung them. When Mary J. Blige and KC were together, it was a disaster. And I'm not saying nothing bad about KC. Everybody knows he was whooping her ass. They would get high on crack. They would drink all day and all night. They would fuck, they would fight, and then they would go into the studio and make fire-ass records. Like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. Like a lot of couples in the industry. They get high together. They get drunk together. They fight together, and then they go and they create some awesome music. I don't know, maybe Casey punched in her head too many times. Or maybe she just got gang raped too many times while she was drunk and high and didn't know what the fuck was happening to her. I don't know what's wrong with Mary J. Blige. What I do know is that she is a victim, but she became a victimizer. There was no need for her to hate on me. There was no need for her to hate on Faith. There was no need for her to hate on a lot of the female artists that she hate on, except for Beyonce. And I'm assuming because somebody was paying her to pump Beyonce up so Beyonce could blow up. Because the truth is, that first Beyonce solo record was a mess. That Jam on Your Horn shit from Austin Powers movie, that shit was a mess. It was whack as fuck. Too many horns. It wasn't properly arranged. She was yelling and screaming, trying to sound like Tina Turner, but sounding like a frustrated man with a high-pitched voice. It was a mess, and y'all know it. That's why they brought Rich Harrison in to do Crazy Right Now. And then that's when Jay-Z entered in. And ever since she's been with Jay-Z, she's been doing great. Sean Carter is amazing at knowing how to put talent together. When he put Kanye and Beyonce together, it was the smartest thing that ever happened for her career. And in my opinion, Kanye is the best producer she ever had. Nobody knows her voice like Kanye knows her voice. You know, Scott Storch got her through the door on that first album. And my boy, EST, Robert Waller, they wrote them records. He wrote the shit out of Baby Boy. And Me, Myself, and I. And Kanye did a fabulous job. Let's just keep it a beam. Love on Top. When she did the Frankie Beverly and May's remake that I recorded before she recorded, but hers came out before mine, it's cool. But the truth is, that record would have been hot for real if Kanye produced it. Nobody knows her voice like Kanye, period. And Mary J. Blige has been a cheerleader for Beyonce her whole career. But she hates every other chick in the game because somebody paid her to. Mary J. Blige should hate Beyonce more than anyone because Beyonce is everything that Mary J. Blige will never be. So why she always sucking on Beyonce titty, but she treat every other female like shit? Because somebody is paying her to, because that bitch gotta work. She is a monkey on a stage, and then they crank it up, and the organ grinder get to going, and Mary get to going. She got to. Fuck else she gonna do? Go back to Yonkers Projects? What else is she capable of doing? What else is she qualified to do? She didn't get a GED till she was 36 years old. They had her out there making all that money all them years and didn't even bother to make sure she was educated. They did the same shit to Fantasia. What problem do I have with Mary J. Blige? She's a betrayer to women. She's on the down low. She's petty as fuck. And Puff is still running her. And if Puff gave a fuck about her, he would have just cut Kendu Isaac a check. If he had cut Kendu a check for $15 million, you don't think Kendu would have took that and said, look, Mary, don't worry about it. Pay me back when you get some time. But you know what? This has been rough for you. Take a year off. Take 2 years off. Spend some time with your family. If you're still involved with your stepchildren, take some time with them. This divorce was hard on you. Look, I'm going to take care of Kendu. And you just be a woman for a while. Just live for a while. But that's not what they did. Kendu got that $30,000 a month. And they said, come on, Mary, we got an award show for you, and we got a TV show for you, and you're going to be a star on Netflix. And guess what? She ain't even collecting all that bread. I'm curious to know what she's getting paid to be on Power and how much of it she actually gets to keep. Mary J. Blige is bought and paid for. Y'all don't know who she is. She's one of the most pathetic. She's more pathetic than Moni Love. And Moni Love is pathetic. And Mary and her sister are more pathetic than that. Y'all been in the business 30 years and you're still on a leash. You're on leashes. You're dogs. That's why I call all of y'all bitches. Because you're dogs. You on leashes. With a platinum collar with diamond studs. Yet, the shit is around your fucking neck, yo. If you had any real fucking chutzpah, Mary J. Blige, you just become a porn star. Look at what it did for Mimi Faust. At least you would have been able to keep all the money, all that fucking you done, and you really want to be with women instead. Why you still on a leash, Mary? Why Puff letting you crank that organ grinder and then dance to the beat? Just because they do this shit in the background doesn't mean it's not happening. Before I'm done, the music industry is going to come to its knees. It is going to say mea culpa, and it is going to give music back to the artist. This Puff Daddy campaign to keep talent on the sideline while lack of talent is pushed to the forefront because they know that they can't survive without them. Puff Bodyguard had a lot to say. He got quiet real fast. Either they paid him or they was going to kill him. I don't know. That nigga got quiet. Why y'all think Kanye posting stuff on his page talking about North? If I die, I was a good man and I loved you. Y'all need to go back and look at Sam Cooke. I posted him the other morning for a reason. Before Sam Cooke passed away, he was trying to do something very bold and very brave. He was trying to start an all-black record label. And he was going to bring in James Brown. And he was going to bring in everybody. And they sent Sammy Davis Jr. to go warn him and say, hey, you fucking with their money. Next thing you know, he in a hotel with a hooker who everybody knew was a hooker. And he's dead. That's how easy it was to get a man that powerful and that influential out of the way. That's how easy it is to move niggas around. This is what they do. They sit around all day with their press agents, and they create false realities for y'all to believe. And then they take artists like me who know the truth, who have the truth in their heart, and they brand them as crazy, they brand them as this, they brand them as that, so y'all won't listen to the truth. If you really believe in the truth, you should have no problem with believing me, because I am the truth. See, that's why I always had a drink in my hand, because there wasn't always a drink in the glass. I wasn't drunk all those times, y'all. I was collecting information on you, because I knew a day like today was going to come, and I wanted to make sure I had all of my facts straight. Maybe you should have just came out the closet and been with that woman. And then maybe you and her could have been on some Tessa Thompson, Janelle Monáe. They getting it, yo. Janelle Monáe and Tessa Thompson is getting it, yo. And they're happy. Picture that. Oh yeah, they're not lying about their lives. What can you do, Mary? Other than play dress up and eat snatch in dark places, hoping nobody finds out you're gay. Fuck you and fuck Hank Shockley and fuck your sister, bitch. And it'll be fuck you until you apologize to me. Because you're mad that I had talent and you didn't. Y'all don't know these niggas. Y'all don't know them at all. But you about to. Because I got 25 years of information. Videotapes, text messages, pictures. See, when you're a pimp and you work in the music industry, it was easy money. See, I'm pimping. I'm at the shows. I invite the girls. And the girls come and they take the pictures and they go back to the hotel and then they drain these niggas' pockets and they come back and they pay me my money. That's how stupid all these niggas is. They didn't know half of the whores that they was screwing was working for me. Now what they need to go back and think about is how many cameras were on them. After y'all passed out from having sex, and they would wake up and go through your phone. See? Y'all really don't know how much I know about you. All that patience. Letting y'all niggas make it. Letting you get nice and fat. Letting you collect all your statues. Letting y'all do all that, knowing everything I knew about you. I would watch the Grammy Awards and just go through my device. Oh yeah, Jennifer Hudson, you're welcome. You're welcome for your future. She ain't squeaky clean either. Bill Condon wanted me for that role, Jennifer, and you know it. Just like he wanted Lettucey. And not once did you ever acknowledge us because you know that Matthew Knowles had us blocked because he wanted Beyonce to be the star. And the only reason people like me and Lettucey never made a big deal about the fact that we were not allowed to be in Dreamgirls was because you got the role. Me and Letty talked about it. We were actually happy that someone with talent shined. They picked you because you lost on American Idol, Jennifer. That's why Matthew Knowles approved you. That was supposed to be Beyonce's Oscar. That's all anybody could talk about. And you stole the show. Just like I stole the show on Unplugged, which is why I was told that I could not be a part of Dreamgirls because I embarrassed Mary J. Blige and I wasn't going to embarrass Beyonce. That's what you said, Matthew Knowles. And you can sue me if I'm lying, Matthew. Because what you don't want me to do is start talking about your mix sessions and your mastering sessions in New York and the kind of shit you was doing in them fucking rooms with your dirty old ass. It was nice to you the last time I saw you, Matthew Knowles. It was at Divas, remember? It was at the Divas in Philly. You brought the new Destiny's Child group that you've been trying to get off the ground. And I saw you while we were doing the photo ops backstage after I got off stage killing it. And I said, how are you, Matthew? And you looked at me like you couldn't even say my name back. And then you finally addressed me. Fuck you, Matthew. That's why Jay-Z got your daughter and he ain't giving her back. He made the real long money off of Beyonce, not you. Maybe all that smoking made you soft in the mind. How is your group doing, by the way, Matthew? Are they doing well? Or are you running around divisively, blocking other artists who are better than them so that you can get paid? See, that's how you can always tell when somebody keeps living in the past, because they keep trying to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Yes, Destiny Child, it was very, very, very successful. Shout out to LaToya Luckett. She the shit. She is the whole shit. And I'm sorry to hear about what's going on in your marriage. You've been through a lot, Ma. But you gonna have another hit record soon. Because if there's one thing a bad relationship will do for a real female artist, is give her a hit record. If y'all niggas really knew the kind of monkey shit that's been going on in the background for the past 20 years, and I got documentation. If y'all really knew the sacrifices that real artists make, trust me, it doesn't even matter how much money you make in this business. It's not enough to make you feel clean at the end of the day for all of the shit that you have to swim through. It's like Shawshank Redemption, but the last scene. Because there's so much great music that you've been deprived of. All because of a bunch of suck-ass niggas who can't contend with real talent. Sean Combs, your agenda to destroy talent in the music industry, as successful as it's been, it needs to end. The way you embarrass those people or making the band, yeah, it might have made good TV. It was good TV because you were sitting there humiliating people for having talent. Why you hate talent so much, Puff? Trying to contend with someone filled with power who know they doesn't need you is much harder than contending with someone that has no talent, that can't survive without you. The only thing that proves is that you're a narcissist. You have beautiful children. Maybe you should spend more time looking at them instead of looking up little young girls' skirts. That thing that girl said about you, the side bitch, while you was with Cassie, who was the side bitch while you was with Kim. Your relationships overlap so much, Puff. You like a monkey, for real. You like a monkey. And you know how monkeys travel through the jungle, right? They go from vine to vine. But when monkeys travel from vine to vine, they don't swing on the rope and jump off and catch the next rope. No, they don't let go of one branch until they got a firm grasp on the other. And that's your whole relationship story. You're disrespectful to women. For real, you're probably the Jeffrey Epstein of hip-hop. And Puff, if your ass is itching about it, you can say something to me too. Because I know what really happened with you, Shine, and Jennifer Lopez. I know what really happened, yo. That boy that you tried to clone and turn into Biggie Smalls. Shout out to the memory of Biggie, yo. If you don't want me talking, Puff, keep your distance. Because I'm not big and I'm not Tupac. My head is always on a swivel. And what's really sad is, of all of the things that I've been sharing with y'all over the past 6 weeks, I ain't told you shit yet. I ain't said nothing yet. 25 years of documentation of filth. I ain't take no shit off nobody, including a fucking warden. I don't take no shit off nobody. You ask them niggas down TGK or TJ Maxx down in Miami how I handled up on their asses while I was there. Sick as a dog and still handling up on niggas. Ask K. Michelle how I handle up on niggas if she ain't busy getting a new treatment because her ass is eating her inside out from all of that damn plastic surgery and her body dysmorphia. Now, when I was saying something all them years ago about this bitch, about that goofy ass hoe, you just mad because you ain't got no money to get all that I got. Well, look what all your money got for you, bitch. Flesh-eating diseases. Now, all of those girls who spent all of their money to look like you, do you think they got enough money to pay for all of the doctor's bills that come along with all of the complications of all of that shit? That's all right. My son was still alive. Giovanni handled up on that ass real good on Instagram. Caught you in all kinds of lies. Y'all can go back and check my son's feed. He wore fucking K. Michelle ass out. So if y'all don't want me to keep destroying your heroes, maybe you should go to them and ask them to be the people that you've always believed they were. Maybe y'all should start saying, I'm not going to buy another artist's album until I know who that person actually is. Because if everybody had known that R. Kelly was doing everything that he was doing, would y'all have bought those records? If y'all had known what he was doing with Aaliyah, would y'all have bought his album? Y'all need to go back and listen to that first R. Kelly in the Public Announcement album. He had a song called Vibe. I'm going to see if they got the whole version of Vibe. Because at the end of the record, Keisha got it, Maria got it, did it got it. Now, he does 16 bars of all the bitches that got it at the end of that record. And in the second half, the half that was not played on the radio. See, the radio edit only had the first group of bitches that he said. I'm going to show y'all how this shit has been put right in front of your faces. And you didn't even notice because you were so busy reading the press releases. His first big single. This was the early 90s. That vibe, that vibe, that vibe. And the lyrics is printed, I believe. Y'all just need to go see this video because he says, Aaliyah's got